friend, no stranger to Daily Antidote of Song. And I'm Kathy Bullock, coming to you, welcoming our Facebook family and everybody here. Happy Wednesday. Let me say thanks already to Anna, our marvelous mover and shaker, both behind the scenes and working on our tech today. So I get to welcome every person as you come in, and I hope you're feeling half as good as I am. Woo! Another day, y'all. We get to do this. Pat Neal, welcome. Brian, welcome. Sandy, Arlene from Berkeley, Aloysius with the world behind you. Annette, Jenny from Suffolk in the UK, Deborah in Kentucky. I'll be back shortly. Sheila in Gainesville, Florida, Pauline in Newcastle. Joanne, welcome. Cricket, 766 days, y'all. That has been the number of consecutive days that the Daily Antidote of Song has been doing its thing. Wow. Thank you, Christiana from Rockville. Susan, hey, Kate from Charlottesville. Hold on with that beautiful smile. Mabel and your mighty bears. All is well now, y'all. We seen Mabel and the bells. Thank you, Carolyn, and reminding us of the beautiful 766 days. Carolyn from Boise. Simke in Maryland. Let's see, who else we got? Gary. Hey, Gary, Massachusetts. Jane. Freeman and Jane in Atlanta. Let me see who else we have. Kirsten, welcome. Storm, I love that hat. James, welcome. James Harkless, Jamie, Susan in Seattle, Kevin, Coluda, that's British Columbia. Bonnie in Boise, Ruth in Birmingham, Nancy, Jim in New York, Ralph in Victoria, and Tonina in Santa Cruz, Amanda and Miles in Michigan. So happy to see you. Claire in Boise, Hindi, there's Jane in Texas, there, the Curly Tops. Kat, Delhi, welcome. Julie in Ontario, Fred in Silver Spring, Kevin, woo, welcome. And then we have others who are joining us. And they don't have their video on. That's Nancy Bronwyn, Karen Newman, Robbie Ray, Becky Kane, Loriana Kachina, Courtney, Bob and Miss Bear, Lynn, Johnny, Barbara, Dean Keith, Bob in New York, Carol in Connecticut, Gwen, Phil in Tortoness, Belinda of Vermont, Dick and Kathy. Woo! That was a mouthful, and I'm so honored to be with you all today. Okay, take a deep breath in. Breath out. Why? Because we can. We get another day, y'all. Do this. There are those who did not wake up today, but we did. There are those who don't have the opportunity to just breathe in and breathe out using their own faculties, but we do. And we have a chance yet again to make music, to have hope, to live our best life going forward. And to help us in that, guiding us in that, is the great David Roth. Whoop, 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 whoop. Say fantastic songwriter. Whoop, David Roth. He is no stranger here. Last time I was hosting, and David presented this fabulous song, and I sent it to a choir I was doing a workshop with, and they sang it, and everybody was just like, oh, it's so beautiful. Here he is again. Take it away, David.
Oh my goodness, how great to be with you. I'm afraid, I don't know if I can ever do this again without you hosting me, Kathy, but I know that anyone associated with the Daily Antidote of Song is a sterling human being, and I couldn't ever be in better hands just like today. So thank you, Anna, and thank you, Dr. Kathy. So you guys ready to sing? I thought of a sing-along I could do today. Just a little bit of background. I know it can be long-winded, but when I was living in Seattle in the 1990s, I came across a book in the late 1990s called Live and Learn and Pass It On. It was by an author named H. Jackson Brown. So 2/3 of one of my favorite songwriters was in this guy's name, but his first name is H, whatever that stands for. He wrote a book called Live and Learn and Pass It On. And the simple premise of this book was he went around to people between the ages of 5 years old and 95 and asked them to complete the phrase, if they could sum up their life's wisdom in one sentence, how would they finish the phrase, I've learned blank? You know, so maybe on your own time, you could do that, and say, what have you learned, in one snappy little phrase or two in all of this life that you've been living, we've living. I know I have learned that my life has been enriched deeply by the daily antidote of song, for example. So many other things to be grateful for. So we're not putting the words in the chat because the chorus is just simply 3 words repeated 4 times. I have learned. You want to try it one time? Go like this. Sounds a lot like this. Here's the chorus. I have learned. I have learned. I have learned. I have learned. All right, you try it. I'll turn you loose. Here we go. I have learned. Oh, I can just hear you. I have learned. I have learned. I have learned. All right, you ready to launch into this thing? Guitar intro because I need the practice. One more time. Here goes something. Here are some things some people said. I didn't write these words. I just came along with notes and chords and put them all into verse. The question that someone posed to them, the answers that they returned. They were asked to complete a simple phrase beginning with I have learned. Here we go now. I have learned. I have learned. I have learned. I have learned. I have learned I like my teacher 'cause she cries when we sing Silent Night. I have learned that you can't hide a piece of broccoli in a glass of milk. I have learned that when I wave at people in the country, they stop what they're doing and they wave right back. All right, wave. Nice. And I have learned that just when I get my room the way I like it, Mom makes me clean it up. And I have learned, though it's hard to admit, I'm secretly glad my parents are strict with me. I have learned I don't learn much from TV. I wrote that one. All right, here we go. I have learned. I have learned. I have learned. I have learned. I have learned that one of life's greatest pleasures, brushing my child's hair. I have learned that wherever I go, the world's worst drivers have followed me there. I have learned that there are people who love you dearly, but they just can't show it. That's not their tune. And I have learned that if you're not living on the edge, you're probably taking up too much room. And I have learned that motel mattresses are better on the side away from the telephone. I have learned not to cast the first stone. All right, castaways, here we go now. I have learned. I have learned. I have learned. I have learned. And I have learned that a vegetable garden is better than a cabinet full of pills. I have learned that children and grandparents become natural allies and always will. I have learned you shouldn't go through life with the catcher's mitt on both hands. You need to be able, what? To throw something back. And I have learned that I now love one of the things I hated most as a kid, taking a nap. I wrote that one too. And I have learned that no matter what your relationship with your parents, you miss them when they are gone. I have learned the power of a song. Oh yes, we have. Here we go. I have learned. I have learned. I have learned. I have learned. And I have learned that another word for passing judgment is to predispose. I have learned if my life is not flowing, I may be standing on my own hose. I have learned it's good to keep an open mind, as long as you don't let your brain fall out. Keep it in. And I have learned that, like that sign in Las Vegas says, you must be present to win. And I have learned that even when I have pains, I don't have to be one. I have learned life's too short not to have some fun. So here we go now. I have learned, I have learned, I have learned, I have learned. Oh, one more time, I'll let you take it. Oh, yes, I have. I have learned, I have learned. And I have learned that I still have a lot to learn. That was said by the 95-year-old.
Learn that I still have a lot to learn. Oh my gosh, that was so fun. I need to do this every morning. I have learned. And then I'll just add, things as I go through. Oh, David, you did it again, as you always do. You brought the magic. Wow. Wow and wow. Thank you. Folks, we love it. And now several people have commented, David, on your shirt. They love your shirt. And then a couple on that picture. So give us a whole view of it. Yes, it brings life, y'all. And they wonder if it was handmade. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, the first time I've worn this shirt. I got it in Provincetown, Mass. There's a little store that sells Nepalese goods and other things of that ilk. And it's one of those really light cottons. And the woman who owns it is just a beautiful gal from that area of the world. And I got more shirts than I'll need for the rest of my life, but I saw this and I said, I haven't got too much in red. So.
Oh, yeah. It's perfecto. And then talk about Jimmy Durante up there in that picture.
Oh, yeah. That's a painting of Jimmy Durante. And long story short is that when I was a kid, my sister and I were photographed in Jimmy Durante's lap at my dad's nightclub because he used to play there all the time, along with Sinatra and the Red. Yeah, I grew up in nightclubs in Chicago because my dad was a restaurant manager, my mom was a professional big band singer. And so childcare was in short supply. And anyway, we had this picture of me and Debbie sitting in Durante's lap. And several years ago, I sang at the memorial of the father of a good friend of ours here on Cape Cod, who was a painter by hobby. And as a thank you from the daughter, she gave me this painting of Jimmy Durante that was done by her father. So
sweet.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're a nightclub baby.
Oh, absolutely. They didn't have a lot of babysitters back then,
I was in the church playing, and we didn't have them either. So they were sitting next to me right there in the church. My child, rehearsals and choir. So musicians, kids. I mean. That's what we do.
So you never saw that picture, though? I never showed you that picture of me and my sister?
I've never seen it, huh?
It's right here. Hang on.
Oh, my gosh, y'all. We get to see this picture. I have learned. While he's coming. I have learned. Woo! I have learned. I have learned. I've learned so much I need to learn. Hey. Oh, you got the book and everything with that gorgeous shirt. Look at this, y'all.
Well, my mom is 96 now, but this is what she looked like back in the day.
What? Fire. Your mama was hot.
More importantly, a great singer like you. A great singer.
Gorgeous. Your mom's a great singer.
There we are. They had a dress code. This was the Chez Paris. They had a dress code there, and so I had a little suit. My sister had a dress. Sometimes we'd switch.
What?
Just kidding. And that's us.
When was this, David? How long ago?
Late 50s, probably.
Oh, that is too precious.
Which I haven't seen in about 10 years myself, the late 50s, if you get my meaning.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. That's precious. Because I have learned. I mean, I've just learned this. I'm going to be going around singing all day because, if you keep your eyes open and your brain halfway functioning, you will learn. Even, and the messages are not always sweet, but they're profound and they help and enhance us and shape us.
It's
And
good to take
yeah,
pause, Kathy, every once in a while, and just say, what have I learned? And you
yeah.
could write an endless journal about things, and they would be, across a whole range of things. I would think, both joyous and happy, and sorrowful and grief laden, or love enriched. Lots of different things.
And funny. Some of the things are just great fun, what you said. Now tell us what you are doing in the next couple of days. And there's two exciting events that I definitely want to be sure you share. And then if we have time, I'll give you a little snippet of the choir singing David's song.
Oh my God, that'd be so great. Well, tomorrow night, May 12th, I'm going to be interviewed for an hour online at 7 p.m. Eastern Time by Tina Ross, representing the New Jersey Folk Project, which is a great music organization down in the birth state of my mother. My mother was the penmanship champion of the state of New Jersey in 1946.
Dun, dun, dun.
So when I go down to New Jersey, I'm kind of like royalty a little bit, just because she was the penmanship champion or penwomanship champion.
All right.
So tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, Tina Ross will interview me, and I've picked 6 of my songs, from when I started writing. Well, my first song was Rising in Love, title of my first CD in 1986, all the way through Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. I will close with that song. That's my most recent song that I finished. And I'll play 3 or 4 others in between, and we'll talk about the songwriting process. So it's just a little, way of peeking through the curtain in the window of one particular artist. The thing I always say about songwriting is if there's 100 of us in a room, there's 100 different ways to write the same song, on the same
Isn't
subject.
that beautiful? Inside the Song is the name of that session tomorrow night. That's going to be really profound.
Should be
And
fun. Should be fun. And I'm
yes.
excited. They do it once a month, and they've had some wonderful artists on there, and I'm proud to be taking part. So,
Woo! And what about this summer? We'll both be at
you and I are
Common
both
Ground.
teaching, not the same week, but I'll be virtually at Common Ground on the Hill, which is based at McDaniel
West.
College in Westminster, Maryland. I know there's a lot of mid-Atlantic presence here. I'll be going online the last week of June, leaking into July, and I'm teaching 2 courses. One of them is called Co-Writing a Song of Love. This has been a very meaningful project to me. I've been working with this organization since 1998, and what we do is John Belser, who started it, it's a long story about how it got started, but basically he will send me the profile of a young child who's having health challenges. Could be anywhere in North America or even other parts of the world. And based on information that he provides me, I will write a custom-made song for that child to help cheer them up. You know the power of music in boosting the immune system. I
Yes.
do this.
Oh,
So
yes.
we write custom-made songs absolutely free for these families and give them a nice recording. So week 1 of Common Ground on the Hill, virtually, and it's for all levels. I love people who've never written songs before in my classes. It's a beautiful process. We take the information that I will reveal that first day, that Monday, and I talk about how we can make a song out about this. And the beautiful thing about these songs for these kids, some are terminal, not all kids, all of them are terminal, but the beautiful thing is that it all rests on the chorus, and the chorus is very easy and singable. And maybe I'll do a song of love. Maybe I'll do the one we write, Common Ground on the Hill, at a future daily Antidote of Song. You
Oh,
learn the chorus
yes.
instantly,
Yes.
and the letters we get from families, from parents, from teachers, from social workers saying, we can't believe this song has made such a difference. It just means the world to us. So we're going to do that process Monday through Friday of co-creating a brand new song from scratch to the point where Thursday night, I'll probably make the recording of it and play it for everybody, and I'll send it to all the people in the class via email. You have an MP3 of the song you helped co-write. It's a beautiful process. It's as meaningful as anything I've ever done involved with music. Probably written about 80 or 85 of them by now since I joined
Wow.
on with these guys.
Wow. So we all get an opportunity to share in the magic, the actual doing and making and birthing of these songs that bless so many people. Oh my, that is so exciting, y'all. Take note of that. I think Anna has put it in the chat. And also, if you're on Facebook, you can get that information or just go to Common Ground on the Hill. And if you happen to want to come in person, 2 weeks later, I will be there doing classes, and gospel singing and spirituals and I forget what else, but it'll be all fun.
Can you imagine being in the same room with this person? Oh, I think I would explode out of my skin.
We were both at Swananoa in North Carolina, and David was doing a session in one space with a singing a choir, and I was doing another, and I heard his music, and I was like, oh my God, that is phenomenal. I got to sing with this person. We got to get together. And we did. So it's all good, y'all. So now listen, if we have a few minutes, I'm going to try to share a little sample from the River Singers, directed by Mary Kay Brass, who is in Brattleboro, Vermont. She's been directing this chorus for over 20 years or so. And so they came back in person after 2.5 years, not at all. And so I was a guest professor, director for them, as I've done in the past. And I said to Mary Kay that there's this fabulous song that I just heard. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see. Can I share? Okay, yeah, there it is. And I just wanted to share it. So I'm going to see if I can share a little bit of the song that David Katanji Brown. Let's see if I can get over to the right space and move this over and share the whole thing now. I'm telling you, folks, absolutely, positively. Let me see. Let me get this, turn it off and get back to you all. Let's see how we're doing that. All right. But folks, absolutely, positively loved it. And so I was just really happy that I was able to share it with them. And the guy who was singing it, Andy Davis, is another person who has sung here on the Daily Antidote of Song. And he did the lead part and sang it through. I don't know if there were many dry eyes in the whole place, David. After we started it by saying the first Black Supreme Court female Black woman in the Supreme Court of the United States, and we all were like, yes! So thank you for what you do. And know that it's continuing on.
What else can we do? Keep going
yes, but keep going on, keep going on. So the link for that is available, so you can see the whole concert or see the whole song. I just wanted you to have a little snippet of it as we sang it on Friday. No, Saturday. It was just this past Saturday.
There's no dust on you, young lady. There's no dust on you.
Because it just came out April, I think it's 13th. It
was April 13th.
Yes, I remember. That's my son's birthday. So it came out that date. So yes, it did. So now we're getting to the end of our time. But oh yes, and Anna has the whole link for the full concert with Kathy Bullock, Andy Davis, Mary Kay Brass, who put it together, and other wonderful folk. So I want to go back and remind us that we have learned. And what we have learned, just a little taste of it as we get ready to go from now. Taking that with us in our heart as we always do. I'm just so excited on day 766 to share it with all of you. Don't forget the joy. Choosing joy, y'all. Choosing it. And Anna, do we have anything extra to announce to our fabulous folk? No, David, sing.
Let's sing a little bit of the chorus, but let me see if I can make up 2 verses. I have learned I love being hosted by Dr. Kathy Bullock on the Daily Antidote of Song. And I have learned that when I try a brand new tune on the Antidote of Song, it can never go wrong. I have learned that I am grateful for these connections. No matter what happens, we've got one another here. And I have learned that I don't have to be perfect. All that I really have to do is be clear. And I have learned that I can't wait till the next time I appear on the Daily Antidote of Song. And until that time, I hope it won't be too long. Woo! I have learned, oh yes I have learned. One more time with feeling. I have learned, and I have learned that I'll always have more to learn.
Yes, yes, yes. I have learned. Oh, yes. All right. I hope you all enjoyed that half as much as I did. And I know you did, because I saw you jamming. I saw you fabulous people. Thank you, David Roth. My heart right here, sir. Don't forget about the beautiful songwriting camp that David does in the summer. What is the name of that?
It's Summer Songs, the last week of July. Again, all levels. And I've got amazing, amazing teachers who are not only great artists, but great communicators and humble and generous. You know, those are 4 important qualities that I look for in my staff. And they have all of them. And it's a beautiful collection of human beings.
Well, look at their leader. Duh. You know, that's a very important word. Duh. But anyway, looking at their leader with that all of those qualities. Thank you, everybody who has joined us for this Daily Antidote of Song. Oh my God, I have learned. Okay, so now I get to say, see you later, and thank you for joining us. Facebook friends and family, thank you so much for coming to share this day with us. And we're waving everybody away to all of our Facebook friends and family. We're sending you love from all over the world to you. You're not alone.